Okay, so there's this sort of like low level of sort of like tension and anxiety that I carry with me, physically and emotionally, mentally, and kind of like working on easing that up. But maybe you have some insight into that.
Are you feeling that now?
Always, almost always.
Almost always.
Hmm.
Well, you're not alone,
Yeah, I know
right?
that.
So do you want to try something right now?
Sure.
So when you're ready, just close your eyes and just notice where it is that you're feeling this low level tension. Do you have a sense of it?
Hmm.
And where would you say you're feeling it?
I think mainly it's coming from the heart.
Okay, good. So you're feeling it around the heart space, around the center of your chest. Is that correct?
Yeah, in the
Is that where
heart,
you're
in the intestines, somewhat in the body, but into the throat. But I think it's more the heart that where there's like kind of like the root,
okay.
the main place.
So are you thinking or are you seeing? Just take a look with your awareness, with your attention.
I think a lot of it's thinking.
Okay, so where are you feeling attention?
Right now, kind of in my throat.
Okay, very good. So bring your attention into the tension in your throat area. And just for now, just for this moment, just ignore whatever thoughts there are about the tension in the throat. Just bring your attention into the feeling sense of the throat. See if you can merge attention with the feeling in the throat. Nothing to change. Nowhere else that you need to be. Nothing else that you need to do with the sensation in the throat. And every time when you notice yourself thinking about it or thought about it, just ignore that. It's not a matter of having it go away, make any thoughts go away or drift away or to dissolve. I'm not suggesting that's likely, but if you just allow your attention to merge right now with the sensation in the throat and ignore the thoughts about it. What are you experiencing now?
It feels like it's like a physical thing. So it's actually physical in my throat. It's like
Hmm.
post-nasal drip and acid reflux is what it is, seems
Hmm.
like.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
which I'm already aware of, but I didn't realize that that was like, you know,
good.
uh-huh. So that's what it is, and I'm working on it.
So now you know what it is, right? When you're working on it. And what about it?
It's a physical thing from him
Hmm.
doing dumb things with my diet.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. But the actual sensation, the
Mhm.
tension,
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. You're merged with it. You're feeling it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So when you're ready, just open your eyes
Okay.
and just stay in touch with the feeling inside. That's all there is to do with tension. Intention itself. And you listed a bunch of things that you got reminded of that you need to do, having to do with diet, right? Outside
Mm-hmm.
doing things to do. That's all helpful. But sensation of tension itself at the sensation level.
Mm-hmm. It's just bringing awareness to it.
Yeah, and
Easier said than
also,
done.
hmm?
Easier said than done, and unless you practice and get used
Yeah, true. I
to.
mean, it's as easy. It's easy. It's just remembering.
Right. That's
There's
the
really
difference.
nothing to it, really. It's really
Yeah.
it's not a lot of lifting. The main piece of it
Uh-huh. Turn
is
the
to
light
ignore thought while you're feeling. Like, you mentioned this is about this is a physical thing. That's also a thought. This is something to um, that has to do with postnasal drip. That's also a thought. So you can go as deep with it or not. It's almost like there'll be a grocery list that will be generated around whatever we're feeling. And we either pay attention to the grocery list or we pay attention to the feeling. And it's okay that there's a grocery list. It's not a matter of like, there should be no grocery list. I should not have an explanation. There may, it may start out at some level that's, at a certain level, like, oh, this is my throat. And if you just stay with the sensation, it may be, oh, when I was young at the dinner table, my parents didn't let me speak, and this is me clenching my throat. And as a result, I got postnasal drip, and now I have this symptom. And I can go deeper and deeper. The list can get more refined. And anytime you want to get off the train of awareness, anytime you want to bring your attention away from whatever you're feeling to an explanation, you're free to do that. Okay, cool. If you are if you feel to, if you have time to, if you're, it's like not an obligation by any stretch. It's just what, if you feel moved to explore what you are feeling in any given moment, whether it's an uncomfortable feeling or it can be a comfortable feeling, you will, I can't even give you words for it. You will see that it will transform, that it will shift, that it will change. Not necessarily even the feeling, but the experience of the feeling. You might still feel, let's say, I feel sad, but the sadness will be experienced differently if you ignore all the reasons for your sadness and all the remedies that you can think of about, oh, now I got it. I should get out more often. I could feel that. Good, good. Okay. Put it on the groceries list. Things to do later. It's not even a matter of ignoring those thoughts so they'll go away. You can even they're okay. Note to self. And if you're concerned about forgetting them, I guess you could write them down, but it's even better just to trust that if they're important, you'll remember them later and simply drop into feeling. And in a way, then there's nothing to do about tension, except you could say drop deeper into feeling it, being present to it, discomfort. Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with us. Inherently, even the feeling of something being off is not an indication that we are actually off. We are never off, but there's feelings of feeling off that are in us. So if we go around in a new age fashion and say, we're never off, then often what will happen, not always, but often, we'll have the thought construct that we are perfect as we are. And when we feel uncomfortable feelings, we'll disassociate from them, we'll ignore them. And that just creates another problem based on the concept. But if we go, there is nothing wrong with me, and this feeling of feeling like there's something off or wrong, that is worth feeling. It's a valid feeling in itself from a being or arising in a being who is never off. But there's a feeling here of being off, so let me feel this. Not to negate it, not to prove it's wrong, but to actually experience what this feels like. So the thoughts about it being off or uncomfortable or it shouldn't be, they get put on the grocery list. You're simply feeling what you're feeling. And you can talk about it like any way you want, as long as you're willing to feel. So you can say, well, I'm also this. I'm this terrible feeling that I'm here having. Also, besides being perfect. Good. Will it help you to relax into the feeling? Yes. Okay, very good. Then that's a fine thought to have. I'm both this and that. Or if you have the thought, I'm not actually this. This is an activity or a kind of action happening in me, which is consciousness. As long as you don't use that to not feel it, then that's a perfectly great thought. Okay, let me feel what consciousness is doing as a feeling of discomfort, as a feeling of tension. And you allow yourself to feel it deeply. Go drop into it. Same thing, same difference, different language. If we say, well, I'm both consciousness itself and this tense body mind, and we go, so I don't need to do anything about this tension I'm feeling. I'll just go about my day because after all, I'm an angry person. That's just who I am at the human level. And I'm both human, angry person, and or upset person, and divine, I'm consciousness itself. Then you're using a concept to not actually drop into what is.
I probably do that a lot.
We all do. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
so simple and easy to do. Yeah. As soon as we find a new teaching that helps us in a moment, we can immediately turn it into like a way to not feel vulnerable, because that's what it is.
Mhm.
I'm reduced to feeling frightened again. No. And then you just let go of that thought. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Um, okay. Just drop and drop and drop. And it's really fine to express at the level that you're experiencing on the way down the elevator. So you say, I'm on the third floor. I'm on the second floor. Like you can tell people, I feel like a shit and I feel hot, because it's good. It's helpful so that you can kind of normalize it. But don't stay there. Do it as much as you feel like, but just know that there's a level where you could let go of those thoughts and allow yourself to feel without um, clinging to that level.
Mhm.
Now, if that level keeps demanding, like you let go of the thought and you keep feeling, oh, I'm terrible, and you let go of that and it feels I'm terrible, then you may need to talk about it more with somebody who's a professional or something to help you to let go of that level of, and to do some internal searching about a past that that's real for you. So that's all. I certainly
Okay.
have
Thank
many,
you.
many. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Carolyn. I certainly am right there with you, having many uncomfortable feelings, and spending a lot of time at different levels, like expressing and this is who I am. And then often for me, like a friend of mine used to talk about graceful reminders. Often for me, the pain of a certain level and the having played it out long enough
Mm-hmm.
is like a, all right, time to let go. Never
Right.
mind. Can't live here anymore. Tired of thinking about, just name it. Oh yeah, more than this. And just letting go of it.